You could go to the vegan channel and say, what about the carnivore diet? Why aren't you talking about the carnivore diet? Are you anti-carnivore? Or you can just realize you're on the wrong channel. I've never been a channel about getting sober. I'm not talking about getting sober. I'm talking about deconstructing Alcoholics Anonymous. They're two different problems. Hello, welcome to the Sobriety Bestie podcast. I am Kirsten, up in the woods today for another Culty Comments with you, where we look at the ideology that the Culty commenter is coming through. It's not about the commenter, it's about the ideology they are seeing the world through as we are on this journey to deconstruct from AA ideology. Because we all about freedom up in here. Okay, so this Culty commenter says, I hear you. You seem like you got a different problem than the problem you started with. I'm getting pathologized. You seem that you have a different problem than the problem you started in there with, but it's a similar obsession problem. You know, you're probably right about Bill and all of that, but what's the other solution for these people? You know, I hear you, I'm do my best to get what I can out of there and other lateral organizations, but ultimately, do you have a positive solution? I mean, can you just talk about the positive solution? What could be done in lieu of the one given its pitfalls, where the one without the pitfalls, the one that's a pure heart, the one that's a noble origin? And why are you talking all that as opposed to bad mouth in this one over here, you know? How I ultimately feel about AA is if you're going and it's working for you, that's great. If you've solved your problem of alcohol and you're happy with your solution, that's great. Trust it, right? This whole deconstructing AA era that we're in on this channel is about critical thinking and trusting yourself. That's it. So if you're thinking critically or not, or whatever, you're trusting yourself. If you feel the vibe to go to AA, go to AA. I would personally never tell somebody to go to AA, but if you're there or you want to go, go. Like, trust it. So I'm trusting my thing, and I think you should trust your thing. These deconstructing AA videos are for people who have left Alcoholics Anonymous and are in the deconstruction process. So basically what it looks like as an analogy, the way that I think about it is we get to AA and all these beliefs are installed into us. Like, it's you're an alcoholic, you have a fatal progressive disease, it's dangerous out there, out here, you're gonna die without AA essentially, jails, institutions, and death, and you're forever need to do free labor for bills ideology, all the different beliefs. So those all get instilled within us, and it's those get constructed in our mind. Their mind constructs their beliefs. It's an ideology. It's built into our mind. It's constructed. I think of it like a building. We get there, they give us the scaffolding. The scaffolding is you're powerless and you have a disease, it's fatal progressive, and then they build into this building all these different bits of the ideology. And so when we leave AA, if we want to be free and clear our mind of the thought reform that happened inside the ideology, which is what I want, right? We want to be free. And so we have to deconstruct it. We have to take the building apart. The building was built, the building of Alcoholics Anonymous ideology. It was constructed in our minds, and we got to deconstruct it to get it out of our minds. That means we have to talk about AA. When he says, do you have the positive solution? I think what he's talking about is to getting sober. I'm not talking about getting sober. I'm talking about deconstructing Alcoholics Anonymous. They're two different problems. People seem to be really confused about that on my channel. And to me, it's kind of, I get it. And also, I'm not for everybody. I wouldn't go to a cooking channel that is about cooking vegetarian food and say, what about burgers? What about steaks? Are you obsessed with vegetables? What about the meat? What about the meat? I'm not for everybody, and that's fine. There's somebody else for you. When he's saying positive solution, I'm not sure if that's like in the spiritual bypassing category, because some of this work that we're doing is very difficult when you're being shunned by your tribe. What's the positive solution? No, it's grief. It sucks. It's brutal. Most of your friends won't talk to you anymore. When you're wondering if you're going to die if you leave, if it's safe to leave this high control group, like your intuition says go and you're wondering if it's safe. No, there's no positive thing right there. That's scary. Fear isn't positive in that moment. We're not spiritual bypassing here. We're moving through everything. And usually that stuff, the brunt of it happens in the beginning, right? And so a positive solution, I would also argue that deconstructing a harmful ideology such as Alcoholics Anonymous is a positive solution. If you have BS in your head, getting the BS out of your head is a positive solution. That's like if your dog goes crap on the floor, cleaning up the crap is a positive solution. We're getting rid of the crap out of our mind that was installed into us. It was constructed into us. It was programmed into us inside AA, and we are deprogramming. To me, that is a positive solution. So it's all how you look at it. And if you're inside AA ideology and you want to stay in there, then you might look at deconstructing AA as bad, as angry, as bitter, as bashing, as killing people, as all the things. But I actually do look at it as a positive thing. I'm actually really, really proud of all of you guys who are courageously deprogramming AA. It's so hard. It can be hard for a lot of us. It's been hard for me. And I think that we are doing something very positive. And it's okay if you don't see that. It's okay if this culty commenter doesn't see that. I love seeing all your comments below the culty comment videos and seeing your perspectives. This is really about bringing all of our perspectives together where they're all allowed. It's not just mine, it's not just AA's, it's all of our perspectives. We're thinking critically. We're unpacking this ideology. And the one thing that really comes to my mind as like an obvious after doing all these culty comment videos is how incredibly self-centered these individuals are in their perspectives. It's almost as if when you're in AA, and not everybody, right? But the culty commenters, they're so deep in the ideology that they can't see that other perspectives are potentially valid or maybe even more valid than their own or more based in reality or modern science. It's the big aha I had recently was like, oh my God, they are like self-centered in the extreme. Like the big book says, we're self-centered, self-will and riot, self-centered in the extreme, though we usually don't think so. All of that jargon, baloney, and I don't really believe the big book anymore. But it's so self-centered to think that a perspective that isn't yours is negative, is wrong, isn't positive, isn't helpful. That's part of the reason why I feel like we're so courageous to really be stepping outside of our perspectives, examining our belief system, examining, I'm getting the chills, examining what we were taught inside AA and looking at each thing and saying, is this true? Do I believe this? Does modern science back this up? Is there data that show that this might be true? What do I think for myself? What does my gut say? What does my doctor say? What does my therapist say? Like whatever other information, when I look at all the information and do my research, because a lot of us, are doing the rabbit holes and doing all the research things. So like, what am I finding? And I love a meeting of the minds. I love when people like you are recommending other resources to me or other people who are reading the comments, whether it's a book or YouTube. I've learned so much from you guys, and I hope you've learned something from me. I hope we can learn from each other and that we're allowed to think critically and we're allowed to share ideas and we're allowed a space to grow and evolve. And one of my favorite things about having been inside of an ideology as a true believer and having deconstructed a lot of it, and I'm still on that deconstructing journey too, right? I keep waking up to more pockets of freedoms as I come into the woods and talk to you and do all these videos. And so one of the things that I really love is being able to have more of an open mind now, that contempt prior to investigation, where I don't want one ideology. I don't want to be in one ideology. I'm a little bit ideology phobic in a way where I'm like, I want to understand multiple ideologies or all of the things, and I want to see what makes sense to me. I want to research different aspects of different perspectives. I don't want to be locked in one perspective anymore. It was so limiting and it ruled me and controlled me. And so when culty commenters come at me clearly in one very self-centered AA perspective, that's the ideology. So I'm not dissing any individual saying you're self-centered in the extreme. That's what the ideology is. It locks you into one worldview that you think is truth. I thought it was true when I was in there. And so I'm really happy to be on the other side of it now where I can see other perspectives and I can allow them to be like exist. Other perspectives can exist. And I don't need to be a savior and to go correct everyone's opinion online that I don't agree with. The last point that I want to call out on this is that when he's talking about something in lieu of AA with the pitfalls, where's the one without the pitfalls? It's not my job to be everything to everybody. Back to that vegan cooking channel on YouTube. It's not their job to tell you how to make a burger or a steak or how to be keto, right? That's not what they're doing. They're not talking about the carnivore diet. So you could go to the vegan channel and say, what about the carnivore diet? Why aren't you talking about the carnivore diet? Are you anti-carnivore? Or you can just realize you're on the wrong channel. And so this person, I think they're implying to getting sober. I've never been a channel about getting sober. My subscribers, like you, I believe I believe you're smart. I believe you understand how to figure it out. That if you wanted to get sober and you realize you were on a channel that's in a deconstructing era, that you would go to Google and you would Google non-12-step ways to get sober. I mean, I think we all know how to do that. I'm not responsible for everybody else's path. AA gives us this like savior mentality where we have to save people. I'm not here to save people. I'm here to speak about what I feel led to speak about, which is deconstructing AA right now. I will make a playlist that's about other methods of sobriety because I think it would be helpful, but that's not what my passion is. That's more like going to be an extra. And so I do think there'd be value in that, but that's not what I'm here for. So if you want information on how to get sober, there's plenty of resources out there. It's just not the video that you're watching. The video that you're watching is about deconstructing AA. It's like change the channel, bro. I mean, to me, it's so obvious, but people get upset. It's just that when you speak critically about an ideology that somebody is inside of, they're going to be upset. They don't like it. It doesn't feel good. And so they're going to blame the person who's speaking. And most importantly, what do you think? What did you see in this comment? Did I miss something? Is there something that you wanted to add to the conversation? Do you see deconstructing AA as a positive solution like I do? Let me know in the comments. I'll also drop a link below for my Deconstructing AA community. It is the Escape Kit. It comes with resources, downloadable printout stuff. It's all in a little app. I'm so excited about it. And there's a community component too, so you guys can have more private conversations that are off socials if you want to connect with each other. I think it'll be super fun. So if you're feeling that vibe, it's called the Escape Kit. I'll put the link below. And of course, I will see you in the next video. Bye.